What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast. That's right. Sorry, this is the Geek Boutique. I got beer here in my mouth. We are
Brilliant
Geeks
intro
and
as always, my friend.
Brilliant intro as always. Guys, Happy New Year to everybody. If you've been watching us, I don't know. You know what? I want to go down this road before I introduce my compadres here. I want to do a little bit of a speech here. It is the new year. It's 2025. I want to say a big, huge thank you to everybody that listens to us weekly, week in and week out. You guys are freaking awesome. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys. And I know I tend to say this often, but we had a call this week. Had a bit of a team meeting, a team call to do some planning and talk about some stuff. And producer Jen brought up the fact that we are in our fourth season of the Geek Boutique podcast. This is our fourth year that we have been doing this live every single week, and you guys just keep coming back. So big, huge thank you for all of you. We're gonna try to be doing a bunch more stuff this year. I want to do a lot this year. I don't know that we're gonna be able to do everything that we want to do, but we are gonna be talking about that. That's right, tonight. Of course, as always. Thing number 2 and thing number 3, or I don't know how we want to do this, but Mr. Jeffrey, how you doing, buddy? Happy New Year.
Well, it is Happy New Year. We've been off for a couple of weeks. I just keep right. I was like, why are you making it sound like we were just here last week? No, we weren't.
It's
been 3 weeks since we've been on. Hi, guys. Happy 2025, as everybody is in there in the chat saying right now. Awesome to see you all back. Welcome. Joining us as always is Roberto, the fact guy.
Well done.
That new sound card's working real well. I picked up
that C, man.
Hit that hard C. I am doing great. Happy New Year to everyone else. I think we're past the statute of limitations on the Happy New Year. That's the last time you're going to hear me say it, but yeah.
Statutes of limitations on the Happy New Year. Fuck you and your holidays. Here we are, kids. A brand new 2025. Somebody, Miss Jen pointed out that it's our 4th season. She says you guys are on 4 seasons. I was like,
yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, 160 some odd episodes. So we had to do the math.
This is
52 episodes per
7, I think.
167.
Yeah.
Wow. Bonkers.
That's nuts. 4 years, and when you do the math, that's pretty much an episode every week. Like, we've missed very few weeks.
Very few.
We usually take 1 week off during the holidays. That's about it. We took 2 this year.
We did. Andre hitting us with the facts. The facts there. I think the vast majority of podcasts don't sniff 3 years, and most of those are pre-recorded. So making it to 4 years is no small thing. Yeah. Hey all, says Andre. Hey Andre, what's going on, buddy? Speaking of the faithful.
Just like to hear the sound of our own voices, I think.
That's all it really is. But we're so tired of just each other's voices, we were like, we need a third. And so now there's 3 voices for you guys to get tired of. What is it in dog years? That would be 21 in dog years. Red 6, 21 in dog years. 2 goddamn. Oh, sorry. 3 years in. So the 4th year be 28 in dog years.
Yes. Correct. We're in the 4th.
We're in. Now. Yes, we're somewhere between 21 and 28.
Correct.
So
correct.
22 and a half.
Yeah, roughly, because we started this in what, like October-ish time frame, like just before Halloween. I think
I remember any of that shit.
Way
back in the day.
Go back and look at that, man.
I don't.
You
know.
do go back and watch.
I do go back and I don't go back that far. That's oof. Yeah,
no.
I think I get into this. I never get into the single digits. I usually get into it's at least a double digit one. So, we're going to be talking about what the sort of overall plan is for 2025. We're hoping to get your guys' input and feedback as well. What are some of the things that you would like to see from your geeks in 2025? If there are specific, so. Not to sort of, railroad this or whatever, but we sort of specialize in 3 very specific arenas, right? Mm-hmm. YouTube content creation, the podcast, and live events. That's sort of where our buckets are. Mm-hmm. So if there are specific things that you want to kind of see from us, or you'd like us to explore more in any of those buckets, please let us know. We're not obviously going to be able to do everything or take every suggestion, but it sounds self-serving and silly and stupid, but we are literally here for you. Like, we will go as the ship goes. So you guys are the ship. So tell us what you would like to see us do, whether that be content creation, podcast topics, or live events or shows that we're going to be doing. And we'll do our best to fulfill those, because without you guys, we're nothing.
If you have a good idea and you want to let us know, you don't know how to get a hold of us, you can always go right to our Discord. That's right. We've got a Discord server. You can go and post in there. We've got a podcast channel. We've got a build channel. Wasn't there another channel that we created?
We've been setting up channels for each con that comes up sort of next.
Yeah, that's going to be the next thing.
Place to talk about, what's coming up for Toronto Comic Con, and after that we have Game Expo. So we can go there and chat about our plans for those.
Share your lineups and your plans. Yeah.
Now, if you're a crotchety old man and you don't use Discord, of course, you can still message any one of us individually. And in particular, you can also message the Geeks and Co. Instagram page. There is a Facebook page. There's lots of different ways for you to get a hold of it. You can comment on one of the videos. We see that too. So it really, there's a million different ways that you guys can let us know what you're looking to see and what you're looking to do, and what have your geeks do for 2025. Because as JS said, we want to do more as much as we can, as 5 people that have jobs and families and are doing all of this out of pocket, but we still want to do more, right? So speaking of doing more, helping us out with doing some of the more, Queen Harleen has just checked in.
Hello, Megan.
One of the big reasons why the geeks are doing more, that did more in 2024, we actually got to do a brand new show, brand new for us anyways. We get to be,
which we're going to do again this year,
guests and part hosts of Toronto Game Expo. And yes, we are going to be doing that again this year. That's been confirmed. It's 2 days this year, guys.
It is.
End of March, 2 weeks after Toronto Comic Con, and then again in the fall. So, but the March dates are confirmed. You can get your tickets. I encourage you to do so. It's a fantastic show. If there's a bigger fan thing right now, I think you brought this up, JS, before, than video games, I don't know what it is.
I don't think so, man. Like, what is bigger than games, like, for kids right now? And video games specifically, right? Like, yes, I understand when you go to a game expo, it's more than just video games, but
even the other tabletop and board games are probably, I know they're huge right now.
For sure.
100%.
Probably.
And a lot of those end up making the transition too, right? One of the biggest games of the year was Space Marine 2, which is based on Warhammer 40K, which is a tabletop game, right? Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of cross-pollination there. And I felt you're seeing the kids, but like, fuck, dude, I was playing a video game right before I got
no, that's fair.
Like it's
that's fair. We host the D&D game here every Tuesday night.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, right? Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, and we play board games. Like, we're constantly playing Catan or Carcassonne, or I had a new game actually for the holidays, Azure. Wicked game. We love board games, man. Specifically tile games. We love tile games. If you're a tile game fan,
if you like Carcassonne, you're definitely into the tile games for sure.
Oh yeah, we love Carcassonne. We just bought Madeline expansion 1 and expansion 2 of Carcassonne. Yeah, we haven't tried expansion 2 yet, but we have been playing with expansion 1, and it's fantastic. So
yeah, I've played. We've as a group, we've played so much Catan that we don't play Catan anymore. We played and our one buddy is like the board game guy. He's got over 100 board games in his house. Yeah. He probably has over 200 now. So he had every single expansion of every kind, box expansions, paper, like the whole 9 yards. And we played it so much, we played to death, and we were finally like, okay, we're not playing Catan. We can't play Catan anymore. Nobody wants
Catan,
your fucking sheep. Okay, nobody wants your fucking sheep. Anyways.
Yeah, I love
one of my favorites. Steph from Red Moon Glassworks just finished paying for my table at Toronto Game Expo. Very, very cool. Awesome. Good to see you there.
And I just finished my whiskey out of a fine glass from Red Moon.
Nice. Myers Court Cosplay saying, will we be seeing you at Anime North again? Mayhaps, but not in a official capacity.
Yeah, not as a Geeks and Co thing.
Yes,
for sure.
General Kenobi. Sorry, Demon.
Where do we want to?
Hello there.
Oh, well, hello there.
My suggestion, start in one of the buckets, and we'll talk about whatever it is that we're going to do for either the content creation, the podcast, or live events.
Yeah, well, maybe before we actually get started, we should mention, guys, if you're new to the channel, I don't think any of the 19 that are watching us here are new to the channel, but if you are, make sure you click that subscribe button. It's 100% free. It really helps a bunch of old nerds out. click the like button. It really helps propagate this through the YouTube sphere. And leave us a message. Leave us a comment. After the video's over, go back and leave us a comment. We'll try to run some polls actually on YouTube as well. I want to do more with the YouTube platform. That's one of the things actually I want to do more in 2025 is play more with the platform itself. But leave us a like, leave us a comment. We really appreciate it. It really helps us out. God, you guys absolutely nothing. The podcast. Do we want to talk about the podcast? Because I feel like if people are watching the podcast, the one thing that they'd be interested in finding out is what's going to be happening to the podcast.
Giver.
I think
What's
we did
going on
talk last year a little bit about the fact that the format was going to change slightly. And what I mean slightly, I mean it's not really going to change all that much. It's just going to be us talking shit, right? Let's be honest. It's really not going to change all that much, except that one of the things we're having a hard time is from week to week having a specific theme, a specific topic, a specific thing on every week, where we want to be able to talk about a bunch of different things every week. So the show is going to be a little bit less topical moving forward. We're still going to have those shows. We're hoping to have our buddy Alan Henry back. We're hoping to have our buddy Matt Taylor back. We're still going to do some top 10s. We're still going to do those things, but a lot of the shows are going to be more of a variety show style of podcast. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to anybody?
Absolutely.
Jeff,
Yep.
do you have any way to explain this a little bit better? Should we get into some
No,
of the,
I think no. I think you're doing a good job. I think Rob had a really good idea, and I think we're going to implement that too. I believe it was Rob anyway, talking about having specific segments every week, right? Unless
Correct.
we're doing something that's going to be really time consuming, or if it's going to be like a big interview show. But if it's just three old men shit talking for whatever reason, then there'll be specific things that we'll talk about every single week. It won't be like, oh, we haven't done this in a while. It's going to be like, no, we'll have a section for news. We'll have a section for cosplayer focus. We'll have a section for whatever those things are going to be. We'll have those specific segments every single week. Was it you that brought it up, Rob, that had that idea?
Mhm.
I think so. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
certainly to have a few key things that repeat every week, like news, what's going on in the scene. You know, we got our finger on the pulse of what's happening in the scene, so we'll try to share things we learn, new events with everybody.
Yeah. Steve gets
featured
it.
cosplayers.
Yeah. You mean random shit talking rather than defined setup shit talking? This sounds good.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're not going to handcuff the shit talking. We're gonna freeball.
We're gonna put
you
some
know what I'm saying?
structure to it.
We're gonna
Yeah,
put
yeah,
some structure. Yeah, I think that's the key, right? Is we're gonna put a little bit of structure to it, and we're gonna have different segments, and I think I love the idea of having segments that are gonna be every week type segments, and then we're gonna have other segments that are just gonna be recurring segments every couple weeks, right? We're gonna
Organized shit
have
talking, right.
you know, I want a shit talking specific segment. I'm here for it. Well, hey, listen,
I don't
you
see any
may,
reason why we can't add that in.
yeah, you know what? I'm adding that to my list right now.
Yeah, shit talk.
talking.
The spicy segment. Yeah, organized shit talking specific story. Yeah, that's yes, please.
You know what? That's a great idea. We need a segment where we know we disagree on something, and then we go
Just
at
shit
it.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah.
We know you guys do enjoy it when we kind of get back and forth
Yeah,
in each other's
yeah.
faces a bit. So
Organized shit talking. I like
That's
it
right.
a lot. So yeah, so it is going to be that. It's going to be a little bit more organized shit talking, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more entertaining for you guys. We're gonna try to make it entertaining for you guys because I think, like, let's be honest. Like, look at this guy. I mean, this. You know. By the way, do you want to pitch? Can we talk about your? Oh, we can't.
we can't.
Oh, we can't.
What are we talking about?
No, sorry, we can't. I just realized we can't.
Yeah, we can't. We
We
can't.
Okay, sorry.
We can't talk
You know
about it
what?
yet. No.
Forget it, guys. I didn't say nothing.
It's fine. When we can, I will let
wait.
you know, but we can't talk about it yet. There's a couple of things we can't talk about on the show that
More
we'll probably
stuff,
allude
yeah.
to.
More stuff coming in.
There's stuff coming.
2025.
There's 100% stuff
Just
coming.
can't tell you about it.
What's up with Jeff's hair each week is going to be great. Yep.
Yeah.
Shiitake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shiitake mushrooms. Nice.
Shiitake, yeah.
I did want to point out too, by the way, guys, I don't know how many people we've got in here right now. And this kind of came up in the past and we tried to start making some connections and it didn't quite work out. We've been lucky enough that we've met Alan Henry. We met Matt Taylor. If you guys have celebrities, creator, whoever that you have a legitimate contact with, that you wouldn't mind reaching out or at least setting up a conversation on our behalf so we can have them on the podcast, please reach out to one of us and let us know. We don't get to do the interview shows as often as I would like to do, obviously, because I'm a self-conceited prick and I like asking people questions and shit. So
no, but that was kind of like, that was like, you know, when we started all of this, yes, it was the Geeks of the Round Table who, for the real originals, right?
The OGs.
The real OGs. It wasn't the Geek Boutique podcast at first. It was the Geeks of the Round Table. And the idea was to have a regular set of geeks, you know, like this, talking shit with the odd interviews with different celebrities or different industry people that were going to be facilitated through some relationships that we had back then. That really didn't work out that way, and kind of would love to be able to get back to that, because that's kind of what the idea was in the first place, right? So,
and having said that, anybody that's in the channel, we're not giving up on interviewing cosplayers, by the way, either. Just because we're going to have like a weekly cosplay focus, that doesn't mean if you want to be a guest on the podcast, you can still be a guest on the podcast. We haven't just had like a fourth shit talker in a long time. Guys, if you want to be a guest, throw it in the Discord, message the thing, whatever. There's a form that's stickied or pinned or whatever on the Instagram. Let us know if you want to be a guest. We'll absolutely bring you on, and we'll talk about basically whatever you want to talk about, especially if you've got something that's kind of out of our wheelhouse, right? Like if you're a huge anime person and you want to come on and talk about anime and school 3 old nerds on what that is and why it's so appealing or whatever, come on the fucking show, man. Let us know you want to do that. Well, we're happy that we're in our 4th fucking season. Do you know how hard it is for us to come up with shit every fucking week to talk about?
We're getting old, guys.
If you come and you bring a topic, brother or sister or other, you are the hero of that particular week. Let me tell you. So please.
And we do really need someone to explain anime to us. So if
we kind of do a little bit, but maybe it doesn't necessarily have to be. If you're a huge Warhammer guy, Warhammer is about to be huge. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It used to be this super niche hobby. Or if you're a Magic the Gathering or Pokemon, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, we've got blind spots. We know what they are. If you're a video game person, come on the podcast. Let us know. Give us some education on some of this stuff. I think it'd be fantastic. I'm going to get a drink because I'm getting dry. So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Old man comes unprepared for the podcast. That doesn't happen often.
He probably just rolled right out of bed again.
I know, right? Like he forgot the podcast was on tonight. You know, rolling out of bed 3 minutes before the show. No drink in hand. Oh, he's back now. He's back. We had to pretend.
So you see the Last of Us trailer.
So yeah, I know, right? When's that coming out again?
Like a couple months. Oh, hey, he's back.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Yeah, your mic's not working again.
Your mic's not working again. Yeah, but that was real fast. Oh, holy cow! Still can't hear you. I don't know what's going on.
Because I muted myself when I got up, so I would not.
Yes,
I have. Were you guys shit talking the whole time I was like, what the fuck? You know, I can go back and listen to it, right? Like
the whole time, dude. You were gone for like all this. Like
it's a live program. You can't edit out the shit talking.
So, we're gonna the show's gonna have segments, reoccurring segments. I'm gonna try to do some little intros for the segment. Do you guys want to see the news intro? Does anybody have any news?
That's the whole fucking podcast.
Are there any news this week, Jeff? You're the news guy.
I know. I'm not doing the news unless you do the original.
Yeah, you got to do the
news. There you go. The news.
I still think it's way better. Your little. It's my absolute favorite. I don't know that there's necessarily anything that's sort of earth shattering. There's been some stuff that's come out, like speculation, based on like, you know, is Matt Reeves Batman, is the Robert Pattinson Batman going to join the DCU? Is there going to be some sort of, and depending on who you ask, you know, Pattinson seems like he's completely against it. Reeves is kind of like, maybe we can make it work. James Gunn is like, we'll see what happens.
So they did reveal
Alan Richter is like, no, hello.
Yeah. They did reveal his silhouette in Creature Commando.
They did.
A lot
And
of
it looked
people
nothing
think
like the
he's
Pattinson Batman, right?
no,
No.
but a lot of people are like, oh, he's the collar's up or the cowl's up. I'm like, is it though?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's
He looked thick. I'll give you that. Like he looked closer to Affleck's version
Yes.
of all the Batman.
yes,
He looked thick as fuck. So
yeah. So yeah,
I think it'll be kept separate. Yeah, I think so too.
I think so
that's
too.
going to be one of the segments that we're going to be basically doing every week, and you know, it might be one piece of news, it might be 7 pieces of news, and take up most of the show. Who knows? We'll see how the show goes, because that is how the cookie crumbles.
It is, in fact. Comic-Con tickets on sale is what Ice Voice is saying. Yes, Ali, that Toronto Comic-Con tickets went on sale today. Yes.
The tickets went on sale, and the hotel bookings are already open. So actually, I'm not even sure there are any rooms left. I'll be honest. I think we were lucky and caught it right at the right time. The Fan Expo room bookings are not open yet. So we'll see.
We will, in fact.
Talking about Toronto Comic-Con, I think it's maybe a good time to start talking about some of the cons that we're going to be attending. Now, I think it's worth saying, guys, you know, we're going to talk about the cons that we're preparing to go to. Whether these all happen or not are going to greatly depend on whether we get in or not. Right.
Yes.
And what our presence there will be like will greatly depend on, you know, what kind of attendance we get, right? Like if we get a booth versus if we just get media passes versus
if we get a large booth,
won't give us anything at all versus a massive booth that we can bring all our stuff out, because, you know, I don't want to say right now, but got some stuff planned for this year.
Do we want to lead off with the new theme we're going to explore this year before we get into the specific shows we're going to do, or do you want to do vice versa?
Sure. I mean, we can. We totally can. I still haven't found a background yet. I'm having a hard time finding a good background. I may need some help with that, by the way, guys.
A background for
if we're gonna do a new theme, we want a new background for the booth, right? Like,
yeah. I got something. We got to talk offline about that. I got a couple ideas.
Okay, good, because I've been trying to find something
that I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
I got an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys know we're all about themes, right? We've done
Yeah.
we've done Marvel, we've done heroes, we've done villains, we've done Star Wars, we've even done sort of ancillary wise like Lord of the Rings and stuff. Like we're all about exploring the fandom themes with you guys. And there's been a pretty big theme from the fandom that we haven't really taken the time to explore yet. That's still relevant now. We're all going to be working on some Game of Thrones stuff as far as like, and House of the Dragon, by the way, not strictly the original series, but
Game of Thrones in general,
the whole lore,
the entire lore. So if you want to match up with us on specific days and specific times and specific sets and everything else, make sure you are looking into anyway, or if you know anybody that's got a Game of Thrones cosplay, join us.
So we're going to be doing a Game of Thrones day. And I mean, this is all assuming we get a booth, right? But if we get a booth at Toronto Comic-Con, we're for sure doing a Game of Thrones day. I don't know yet what that day is going to be. Actually, we started talking about the idea of perhaps doing 2 half days of Game of Thrones to maximize the attendance, but we'll let you guys know more. We'll let you guys know more. But if you have a Game of Thrones cosplay, or if you're planning on doing a Game of Thrones cosplay, this is a good time, because we're all doing well. I mean, I guess, Jeff, you've already started. You've got us beat there.
Yes, I am working with our dear editor, Megan, and the materials have been bought, purchased, and most, I think, have even already been shipped. So, yes, I will be doing our good friend Daemon Targaryen from House of the Dragon, played expertly by Matt Smith. Do I look anything like Matt Smith at all? No, but he was the character. I don't know why I enjoy cosplaying assholes. I just do somehow. So, and he's clearly the biggest asshole on that show by a country mile. So, and I am going to be able to reuse some of the stuff. Like I'll be able to just slightly restyle my Witcher wig. I've got some other stuff that I've got a sword. I've got a sword belt. I've got a frog. Like she really just has to make me the top, essentially the top piece. And I can just go out as Daemon. So, should be a good time for House of the Dragon, says Megan Murray. Absolutely. Yeah. I need to think about a Treebeard's mask to swap out for Groot's. Yeah, exactly.
There
So
you
if you've got Game of Thrones, if you're working on a Game of Thrones, by the way, this isn't going to be just for March. This is going to be a theme that we're going to carry forward
that's the
for
idea,
the
right?
entirety of 2025. So and beyond, very likely.
Oh yeah,
So,
listen, if I'm putting a Game of Thrones cosplay together, this is something I'm going to want to do again. It's something that I'm probably going to want to upgrade as I go, so that I also have options, right? Like that's the advantage of Game of Thrones is if you're doing Daemon, you don't always have to do the same outfit Daemon, right?
Oh
like,
no, exactly.
There's so much you can do within that world. So I mean, I'll say right now, I am on board with this because I know how big Game of Thrones is, but I have not watched the original Game of Thrones show. I've watched House of the Dragon. Season
He's not.
2.
By the way, hold on, guys, get ready. You've not watched the original Game of Thrones show. What Game of Thrones character cosplay are you?
Hang on. Let me finish. Right. So
that'd be great.
I've not watched the original Game of Thrones show. I mean, obviously, I know it. I've seen clips. I get it. I know kind of who the major characters are. Right. I did watch House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon was amazing. Season two had some issues, but it's still a good show. So yeah, I'm on board with doing this. If we're gonna do a new theme, for sure, why not? Let's do it. Let's jump in. But because I don't really know the show, I had to revert back to my Game of Thrones expert, obviously producer Jen, because she's seen everything that is Game of Thrones related. I don't think she's read the books, but actually she might have read the books. You know what? I don't know, but she has seen all the shows. She wants me to be Jon Snow. So I don't know. I know what the character looks like. So I guess I don't have to shave my beard off is the good thing for this character. You know,
have to grow your hair out though.
Yeah, I can't grow my hair out that long, bud.
No, you'll need a wig.
I'm gonna get a wig. Although I would have the right hair for that. Are you insane, bud? That would take like 6 months to a year to grow that kind of hair out, right? So, but yeah, so I think the plan is I'll be doing Jon Snow. I'll be getting a wig. If you guys have connections for decent but inexpensive wigs, let me know, because right now I'm looking at fucking like Amazon wigs and they're like,
My Witcher wig is an Amazon wig. There
is
are
it really?
good yes, there are good wigs on Amazon. If you specify lace front and you start going through them, you can absolutely
lace.
You need
lace
no. Any wig you're getting anywhere that you're going to get a lace front wig. A lace front wig will make it look like your actual natural hair. It won't be just like this solid line or whatever that's across your head, your forehead.
Yeah.
It's funny here, Dean in the chat saying it's so nice that there are no full helmets needed, easier to wear for long periods of time. So what character did I claim in this thing? The Mountain, the fucking zombie Mountain who wears
the zombie Mountain, nice
helmet the whole time.
Yeah, he's always in the helmet. Perfect. We're gonna strap some buckets onto Rob's feet there. Get him to be 7.5 feet tall.
Oh yeah. So hang on. So that's not who I thought you were doing. I thought you were doing the other big guy.
The other big guy. There's 87 big guys on the show.
The other, hang on, he's got the fucked up face.
The Hound. That's who I would love to. The Hound is like something I've wanted to do my whole life, but it's just too much.
So I've been looking at that mountain costume that I'm looking to have to build, and in the back of my mind is, what else could I do?
You're looking at the armor, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. The Queen's Guard armor that they wear, the black and silver, towards like season 5 or 6 or whatever.
Well, that doesn't mean anything to me other than what I'm seeing online here, but that is pretty cool. Oh wait, you mean the one with the tree on the chest?
Yes.
Oh wow, dude, with the helmet and everything?
Yeah.
Oh wow, dude, that's craziness.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it is I cannot find a pattern for anything other than the STL for the helmet. So
we could pattern that out for you. It's not a
hard one to do? You look at that's pretty
No.
basic. It's a basic chess piece.
Yeah, there's actually not a whole lot to this. The
No.
hardest part is going to be the top of the pauldron, just because it's a double compound. So it goes up and down, but then this way as well. Like that's going to be the toughest one. Every other piece there is pretty basic. We could do that easily. Yeah. That's going to be dope, dude. And you found the STLs for the helmet.
For the helmet.
Yeah, that's going to be dope.
That's going to be the
dope.
easiest part, to be honest with you.
Now, we had a Game of Thrones group that came by last year at Comic-Con. Was it last year?
I think so.
Nada mentioned it there earlier. She said Chantel has an Amond. Yes.
Yeah.
Because she had me do the same trick I did with Rob. She had me draw the scarring on with the scarring liquid and such. So
yes. Guys, if you don't have a Game of Thrones cosplay, it's time to get in on board, because there's a new season of House of the Dragon coming. Game of Thrones is bigger than ever. So why not do it? And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with some cool backdrop for you guys.
Perhaps.
Can you show us on screen what it is? I sure can.
You got it, or
right here?
Yeah, gonna pull it up.
Yeah, I have it right here. Let me just pull up a big picture of it here. There we go. Somebody is selling the armor for $1,000 on Etsy. That's the one I'm going to show you right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know that the colors on this are 100% right. Here we go.
Yeah, that's the Etsy armor.
Nothing. What are you talking?
Yeah,
drop in the bucket.
Now the character itself.
Pivot over to mine.
Yeah, that's the character itself.
So that's the character. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do.
You absolutely have to get platforms.
Oh yeah, he's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, you need to get platforms, and you see how that helmet looks like it's almost on his shoulders.
Yeah,
you have to make sure that shoulder armor is off of your shoulder, so that helmet instead of being on your head, it can be like over here, so that you can be that much bigger. You know how we did with the Predators, how our shoulders make us look so big that we can add the extra 2 inches or 3 inches on the head, and it looks right.
Yeah,
you have to do that with this to make you look that much bigger, right? That's gonna be insane, bud. That's gonna be awesome.
So here, let me give some. Yeah, get us on the big screen. In fact, focus it just on me, Rob. There's no fucking way you're gonna get that done for March.
I appreciate that, Jeff. I appreciate
that. You know what? You go back to the whole.
You know what? I mean,
you in the chat, you pay attention to that, because I got another.
I did that for Rob's
reel coming out.
When he makes the next reel, he could be like, "Hold my beer, bitch."
You know what? Perhaps, but it doesn't matter.
You know what? You're not wrong. That I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull that off by March. However, I am going to be able to pull off.
Yes, the other thing, which we're not going to talk about. Steph saying might still have the base dress for Cersei Lannister kicking around in my attic. Well,
there you go.
You should get up there and dig that out. Megan Murray, time for me to finally pick which Rhaenyra outfit I'm making. 'Tis crunch time. It is indeed. Nada has both Auntie Rhaenys and Cersei. I mean, I would pick
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys would be my choice. But
your Rhaenys. Your Cersei's good. Your Rhaenys is, I mean, it's genius. Yeah. One of my favorite cosplays of Nada's. I'm not gonna lie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Do it. Come on.
Where were we at? Oh, we were talking about cons, weren't we?
So we're going to start telling you guys the cons that we know we're going to go to, cons that we might go to, and then cons that...
Well, hang on.
Right?
Well, hang on.
You don't know what we're doing?
We've already talked about some of the new cosplays that we were going to do in our Lord of the Rings, because we're doing a whole new theme. Should we take some time to then talk about some of the other new cosplays we're going to be doing this year?
Who cares?
Okay. So let's go back to cons then.
I got to make more than one? Fuck, man. This is a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, isn't it? Well, not
No,
for me.
you
It's
don't-
just a lot of money.
You don't have to do anything. But I know we've all kind of had stuff in the work for a while now, and I've got one specifically other that I want to get done this year, and I won't be able to get done by March. Actually, I just can't afford to get it done by March. It's the reality here. It is Balin Skull. I want to do Balin Skull. I don't necessarily want to retire Revan, but Revan's not a canon character. So I don't know. I want a canon character. And I love that character, and I hate that we lost him so early.
There is going to be a second season of Ahsoka, so I don't know if they're going to recast him or.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. Or do they just drop that storyline? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I want a Balin Skull. I bought the files for the pauldrons and the bracers like last year sometime, months ago. So yeah, so I'm gonna be doing that this year. But you know, with doing Jon Snow, trying to pull off Jon Snow for March, oof, fuck, 8 weeks away.
Something like that.
It's gonna be a crunch, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be this one's gonna be an expensive one for me because a lot of Jon Snow I'm not making, I'm buying, right? So
Welcome to my world.
yeah, so that's why Balin's gonna unfortunately have to wait. Hopefully, I can get him done for Star Wars Day. Crossing my fingers.
That's maybe a more realistic timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about
All
you?
right.
Well, I've already told you guys, Damon's happening. So Damon's
Yeah.
like in the midst of happening. I'm going to have to go out and see Editor Megan at some point when the vast majority of the materials get to her, and we can work on it and take all the appropriate measurements and get me fitted for it. Yeah, and of course the Stormtrooper is going to be coming out a lot. Wolverine's going to, I spent quite a bit of money last year on costumes, big costumes that were from big popular properties. So those are going to be getting some work. There's no question, guys. So
do you want to talk about?
It's Teresa. Hello,
Hey,
Teresa.
what's up, Teresa?
Which version of Jon Snow? Very beginning, the wall, or the end?
Well, so that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. Is if I'm going to do Jon Snow, the nice thing is over the years I can kind of do different versions, right? So I think the first version I want to do is the leather-clad, big fur cloak.
Yeah, the wall.
Well, no, the wall is more the armored one, right?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The beginning Snow.
So when
right?
he's
The
at
wall is
Winterfell?
when they're fighting the zombies or the
Right,
White
right.
Walkers or whatever, right?
Evil Jim made me late to the show. It's all right, Toxic Fox. You're good.
So I'm thinking more of the loose hair Jon Snow, not the slick back hair Jon Snow. If that makes sense.
the loose hair Jon Snow. Sorry, I say it's time to get crunchy. I probably won't start on stuff until February. Well, now you're doing that to yourself.
Yeah.
Dean's saying, I hope they have Balin burned in a battle and a new guy takes over as Balin. That would be an interesting way to handle the recast if that's the route they go, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
That wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
Our
He
good
has
friend
to
Red
wear a
6.
helmet.
Brewery again on May the 4th. Yes. May the 4th on May the 3rd this year.
Is it May the 3rd this year?
Yes. May the 4th is a Sunday. We're obviously not going to expect people to come in for a Sunday show. So May the 4th will happen on May the 3rd this year. Same place, same time, mostly the same activities. We are going to switch a couple of things up, but needless to say, it's still going to be, and hopefully, again, same thing. Hopefully it's bigger and better than every year we've done it. It's been bigger than the previous year. So hopefully this year will be even bigger than that. But we'll dive a little deeper into that when we start talking about the specific shows we're going to do. But
yes. Miss Wings is saying here, nothing like a winter cloak in summer. I mean, we are talking about doing this for March Comic-Con, Toronto Comic-Con. So that's still in wintertime. So that's okay. But again, the nice thing about some of these characters is they have different looks and different outfits, right? So if we're going to be doing them in the summertime, we can have a summer version of that character, right? A lighter version, right?
Jon Snow at the beach.
Jon Snow at the beach. There you go. There you go.
I'm no longer Jon Snow. I'm Jon Summer.
I'm Jon's son.
Yep.
Yeah, May the 4th, man. I can't wait. I can't wait. So you're not gonna talk about some of these other ones that you've been working on for like I don't know all this time now, and
nah. We'll see what happens. I don't want to
Yeah.
I don't want to say yes. I'm doing this, and then it just.
And
Oh,
it doesn't
Cronin is super happening. Cronin
Mhm,
is all mostly done. There's just some repairs that have to happen, some adjustments. Sorry, that have to happen to it. So Cronin is definitely happening. I'll team up with our good friend Richard from Midlife Cosplay, and we'll do some Hellboy and Cronin and such. But yeah, other than that, I'm not putting anything out there yet because things change and plans change. And I don't know if there's been a single year yet in the 10 years I've been doing this where the cause plans that I've laid out at the beginning of the year have ultimately come to fruition by the end of the year. So I don't like necessarily setting myself up for failure because then like a fucking movie will come out and it'll be Josh Brolin as Cable and everybody will be like, hey, you look like that dude. You have to do that. And I'd be like, I guess I'm doing that. So yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, man, it's good to set yourself some targets, not targets, that's not the right word, some goals, right?
Yeah.
Say, hey, I want to have this one done for this show.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't mean you're gonna have it done for that show, but at least if you give yourself that goal, you're gonna, put some time in it or
myself, yes,
right?
putting it out to everybody else, and then the expectation gets, and then I don't meet it. Now I feel like I'm letting people
fair.
down. So
That's
that's
fair.
all I meant.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
There's stuff I'm working on that I would absolutely like to have out there this year. Who knows if that's going to happen or not? But
like you said, you still have a couple of new ones that you got last year.
That's what I'm saying.
Got a lot
I've
of
worn the Stormtrooper twice. I've worn Wolverine twice. Like there's stuff I've
Yeah.
spent a great deal of money on that I want to get more wear out of. In fact, I got confirmation today. I'm going to be going to TriCon in February with Lady Arkham. They're doing a DC booth there on a Saturday. So they asked me to come out and be Batman for the DC booth. So same thing. Spent a lot of money on that Batman costume, and I haven't worn it in quite some time. So mostly because I fucking hate wearing it. But I hate wearing most of my costumes. So
it's a sweaty one. Yeah.
It's fun being covered in armor, in foam armor, right? It's
and a fucking cowl and grease paint on my face and sweating like a hog and all in black and cape and fuck off, man.
You look good in it, bud.
We're gonna be doing it, and it's gonna be February. So if I need to step out and cool down a bit or whatever, that's some steam, I can do that. So yeah, it's gonna be TriCon at the museum in Waterloo, February something.
Well, okay then.
I don't remember which. February something anyway. So
after that, where are we going to be?
Well, the first con of the year, listen, guys, it's Toronto Comic Con. I mean, it is, for me anyway, my number one con of the year. I mean, London Comic Con is up there with it. But Toronto Comic Con, for me, in the GTA anyway, my favorite con. We're going to try to get a booth there. Crossing our fingers. We don't know. The problem with these big shows is we don't know till like a week or two or sometimes 3, before the show even happens, right? So we're preparing as if we're getting a booth, and there's no guarantee we're getting a booth. Now, we're also going to be applying for media passes, but media passes aren't even open yet. Like media applications, they're not even open yet. So we can't even do any of that yet. So, things with those guys always move at a snail's pace. Everything is always last minute. It is what it is. We have to accept that or move on. And I'm not gonna lie, we've talked about moving on of Fan Expo a couple times, but we want to be there for you guys, right? So we've lost Rob, it looks like. Oh, there he is. Oh, Rob's playing with his settings.
I clicked on something and then whatever happened. Anyway, we're good. Good.
Yeah, so Toronto Comic Con. I hope everybody's gonna be coming to Toronto Comic Con. Do we want to talk about some of our themes for Toronto Comic Con? I mean, we've already talked about, the fact that we're gonna be doing Game of Thrones.
Yeah, let's get into it. So Toronto Comic Con. What do we have going on here? We've got now you guys, and I say you guys looking at Jeff. You got a big The Boys theme planned for that
Friday
weekend, right?
For the Friday, that's right.
Yep. I don't think we've actually done The Boys we did The Boys at Niagara last year, the year before, whatever it was. Went over really well, actually. So I don't think we've done it at a Toronto show. So we're going to be doing we're going to roll up with The Boys on the Friday. And we should have the majority. There'll be a few key members missing from the 7 and from some of the other ancillary people or whatever. But yeah, it should be a good time on Friday with the boys. Like I said, it seems to go over well. Crazy Mike does a very good Homelander. Yes. He looks a lot like him. So I'll do Billy Butcher, and then we've got a host of other people that are going to be joining us for different characters and such. Editor Megan is going to be Maeve, which she's done before, and she does a really good job of that too. So should be a good time.
Last year at
is that Niagara? No, it's Niagara Falls.
Niagara?
Yeah. And I don't know if it was last year, but if it was the year before, I'd have to go back and check. But it did go very well. I never checked back, but somebody told me, and then I went back and checked it. But I think there was a picture of Megan and I as Butcher and Maeve kind of like sitting on the ground, like kind of eyeing each other or whatever. And apparently like the official boys TV show liked that photo or like that post or whatever. And nice. I was like, oh, that's cool. Someone pointed it out, and I was like, oh, that's great. Oh yeah, this Homeland is so good. Yeah, his Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was one of those ones where I looked at him and I'm like, you should do this, and he hadn't even watched the show at that point. And then I think he even bought it without watching the show. And then he watched the show and he was like, oh, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit. Like, yeah, but you look like him. So it's fine. It's good. It works. 2023, Jeff. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So not last year, but the year before. That's what I thought. Got to hit the gym to be jacked for Maeve. Yeah. I don't know if she's jacked on the show. I don't know. Like, don't kill yourself. But
yeah.
Hey, you do you, man. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll probably then, if you guys are doing, I mean, I don't have the boys' costume, so maybe we do our Predators on the Friday. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I remember when last time I talked to Lindsay, she told me about the boys, and she approached me about doing the Deep, and I was like, I don't think I want to try to squeeze myself into that kind of costume.
Such a fun character to play, but we don't have a Deep one for Deep. Yeah, Deep's very specific. That's a look, man. That's a very
look, and I don't know that I fit that look.
But yeah, Friday for the Predators wouldn't be terrible, because then Saturday.
Saturday's X-Men.
We're doing X-Men on
That's right.
Saturday. Yeah, so
X-Men are uniting.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men uniting, yeah.
That was the tagline for X-Men 2.
Yeah,
X2, X-Men United.
Magneto. Mm-hmm. That I haven't got really. I only kind of tried it the one time, so I think I'll pull that out again for Toronto Comic Con.
Yeah, that was a hit, man. Everybody loved your Magneto. That was awesome.
Yeah, they seem to. So I'm gonna bring that back out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will be doing that stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a Deep cosplayer. Yeah, I've seen a couple, but they're rare. There's no question. Yeah, it is really specific. No, X-Men should be good.
You one a few years ago.
Yeah,
on the floor. I think it was Toronto Comic Con. We interviewed a deep cosplayer, but I don't think I knew who he was. He was just some random cosplayer.
I think it would be hilarious to do, especially with having the accessories.
Oh yeah,
go with that costume, but I just 100%. Don't feel comfortable.
No, that's like that's a tough one to pull off. But Deadpool and Friends, no, Christina, no.
Who's Deadpool?
Have you not seen?
Because Christina,
Deadpool's not in the X-Men. She's not an X-Men. He's not an X-Men. There's no version.
No.
We're not accepting new membership at this time. Okay, Deadpool. Sorry, man, that's not. We got your application in the mail.
It's being processed.
We'll review it accordingly.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Don't call us. We'll call you. Yeah. JS is a recruiter. He knows all the things to say to somebody when they're clearly not going to get hired.
No, we're going to get some good Deadpool and Wolverine stuff, because surprisingly, you launched your Wolverine costume last year, and we assumed because of Deadpool and Wolverine, you got the Deadpool and Wolverine costume, that there would be Deadpools all over the fucking con.
And there was not.
And it was all like 3
for the first con in like 5 years or whatever.
Yeah,
hardly any. Yeah, there weren't very many.
It was like, what the hell? There was a
shit ton of Wolverines though.
Yeah, there was a bunch of Wolverines, but there were like almost no Deadpools. I was like, oh,
yes, Michael, you will be Deadpool's friend. That's correct, because you will not be an X-Men. Now, I told you can be an honorary X-Man, but apparently you're choosing to be Deadpool's friend instead. That's fine. So it won't be Deadpool and friends. It will be Deadpool and friend.
like his taxi driver.
what's
I
his
do have
name?
Happy Hogan. Yeah, by all means. Yeah, bring out your marbles, guys. This is all Marvel now. Like it's even all MCU. So if you've
Yeah.
got
We're
some
saying
Marvel-
X-Men,
but if you
no.
have an X-Man cosplay,
bring it
then
out.
by all means, please bring that out because
Mhm.
that should be a good. I think we're actually going to have a pretty sizable group of X-Men for that particular thing. So
Mhm.
I'm working on a Goblin Queen. Perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, I went hunting for those spirit Wolverine claws,
Mhm.
and I wasn't able to find a pair.
Well, you still have the pair I gave you, right?
I do, but have you seen the spirit ones?
No.
Oh, dude, they're another level. They're
Oh, cool.
really good.
Okay.
They're really good, and I tried to get my hands on a pair, and
Spirit Halloween?
Spirit Halloween. Yeah, that's what I was
Spirit
like.
Halloween is better than the ones I gave you?
Yeah, they're amazing,
I don't
Occasionally, you
Uh,
get something from Spirit Halloween that is,
and
like,
it's cheap shit, right?
cheap but phenomenal.
These ones were amazing.
Maybe I'll move my
But
blade plans
they,
up.
they were gone like
Do
that.
it.
Once people realized they were good, everybody bought them, and then you can't get them anymore. You couldn't get them at the Spirit store here in Oshawa, and you couldn't even get them online. So yeah, I don't know if they were like an old thing, but a lot of people had them at last year. Reed had a pair. That's how I found out. I was like, "What are these?" He's like, "Oh, these are the spirit ones." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I started looking at the different. I noticed when people have them, the handle is very different on the spirit ones. So anyway, yeah. So I'm hoping to do Logan again. I have an X-Men character that I want to do as well, but I don't know that I'll be able to pull off what exactly I want to do for this year. I mean, I suppose I could. All I really need is a wig and a lot of face paint, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I want you to do that one. And I don't know if Mike Myers is still out there, but I'd love to see his Gambit that weekend.
Yeah.
Crazy Mike also is bringing out a Gambit for the first time.
Oh,
Oh,
is he?
really?
Yes.
Ah,
Specifically
nice.
the one from Deadpool and Wolverine. Like that
Oh, no
specific
way.
outfit. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He's actually spent quite a bit of money on it. So
I can't
he's
wait to see
excited
that.
bring that out. Yeah.
Marcy saying Zappa Props made them for Natasha. That's good to know.
Yeah, her X-23.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Mm.
I got a
Catwoman
Catwoman
whip from Spirit last year. The end of the whip is a cat with whiskers. Okay.
Mhm.
There he is, Mr. Myers. I can bring Gambit back. Maybe an upgrade Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. You know what? I mean, the Gambit's cool. Ghost Rider.
Yeah, this Ghost Rider is amazing. If Mike's doing Gambit, Mike, the other Mike, Crazy Mike.
Yeah. Fucking right. I love his Ghost Rider. It's amazing. And then Sunday, well, we're going back to, I guess, kind of our roots,
Sunday.
right?
We've
Sunday. we're going back to our roots, guys. That's right. It's a
Star Wars, those crazy Fire Wars.
So that's right.
So I want to take a side trip for a second here.
Yes.
So
By the way, I'd like we're still on the March show and it's 53 fucking minutes. Into
Yeah, I know.
Please continue. Yeah.
I know.
So I'm on lunch the other day and I walk into my local comic shop near work to kill some time. And as soon as I walk in, there's these two guys, one of the guys that work there and a customer, and they're talking about, oh yeah, it's wicked. I love this show. It's really fun, blah, blah, blah. And I knew right away they're talking about Skeleton Crew, which Jeff and I have been talking about.
We have
a bit. Have you seen it, JS?
I've
Have you
not watched it yet, but I'm hearing a lot of good things.
So
about
I
it.
was, Jeff put out in his story, anybody watched it? And I replied, like, I'm a little apprehensive to get into it. Looks like a kid show. But if you're not into it and if you haven't watched it and you're into Star Wars, it's a fun ride. It's
I gotta watch
very
it.
fun show.
This goes back to a comment that I feel I made to Jeff when we were doing the Ahsoka after show. I feel like Star Wars is at its best when it's actually making a show for kids. And I could be crazy, but when like I feel like when they try to be too serious and they try to make it too much for multiple levels and for the parents and the kids and all of a sudden it's just a shit movie that's filled with plot holes and just nonsense.
Yeah.
Right? When they're making an actual kids show or an actual kids movie, they're good movies and they're good shows.
This very much has that like Goonies feel for those of us that are in that age range.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just a fun ride, and I can't quite put my finger on exactly what it is, but
Mercy saying I'm really enjoying Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, the way they're telling the story and the way they're shooting it is different.
The pacing, the pacing is actually really, really good. Yeah, they're not spending a lot of time that I think a lot of the other like getting almost. I like the Filoni-based shows, don't get me wrong, but they kind of get bogged down in their own lore and trying to make sure that they're servicing enough of the lore based on the fan base, based on this. Well, this is like a new setting with new characters, still in the Star Wars universe, but not really relying on all of the Clone Wars and Rebel, like all of that shit, right? So they don't have to waste so much time making sure that all the servicey stuff is done and that there's that, like, you don't, because that only appeals to people that have seen that stuff. And Skeleton Crew is a brand new thing from the ground up. There's no Boba Fett, there's no, like, it's just a bunch of brand new characters and just a different part of the universe of Star Wars. And the story itself is compelling, but because of all that, it may be one of the best paced Star Wars products ever made. Like, it's paced so well. There's always something happening. You're never there's never a lull where you're like, oh, what the like, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, it's just done that well. The story's ridiculous and silly, and the characters some of them are fantastic. Some of them are obnoxious as fuck. Jude Law is clearly just having the time of his goddamn life. He's just chewing scenery the whole time. He just looks like he's like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, you could tell he's almost like a little bit out of his element, but it works so well for his character that it really helps the show along.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't checked it out, now, mind you, Jude Law doesn't appear until, like, I think it's the third episode, I want to say. So if you are going to check it out, don't watch the first episode and write it off, because there is still some setup in that first episode that has to happen to get you where you need to be. It's not bogged down by it's kind of what the Acolyte was hoping to be, where they weren't having to do all this service and they could do something brand new in a different time frame. This is in the same time frame, but a completely different part of the galaxy. So anyway.
So this is the same time frame as what?
Sometime my guess would be sometime close to the Mando time frame. The Empire has fallen. The New Republic is a thing.
Okay,
right.
So it's Mando frame. It's
that's
Mando
my assumption.
Yeah, it is right after that.
Okay.
There's references specifically to the New Republic that happened early on in the show. Yeah, but even then, like, once those references get made, that's it. Yeah, doesn't really factor in again. Like they don't care. Like the galactic politics that weigh down all the rest of the Star Wars are not on display here.
Right.
So it frees all that up. It's a much nicer Mando timeline. That's okay. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Mando timeline.
Jude Law is in the first episode in a helmet. Spoiler alert, Porkins. Jesus. Yes, he is. But you don't actually see Jude in that first episode. And you don't know it's him then. So it's trying not to spoil that. But way to go, Red 6. Jesus Christ. No wonder your X-Wing got blown up. God damn it.
So yeah, no, I have not checked it out, but I'm hearing a lot of good things. You're not the first people that I hear saying that it's actually a really good show, and I almost regret we haven't done an after show for this. Like
what's funny is our good boy, our friend Freakish reached out to me. He's like, "Why don't you and I do an after show for it?" I'm like, "Because the show's already at like more than half over. Like, if we're not coming out with it weekly, it's kind of
But yes, Freakish. I mean that that would have totally been a thing. But yeah, I mean, you want to be able to catch that before it comes out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back to that. I know.
Sunday at Toronto Comic Con. By the way, guys, we're doing Star Wars.
So let's try to get through some of these quickly here, because it's already 8:00 and we haven't even been through a quarter of the stuff we wanted to talk about. Now, cons. Toronto Comic Con, the first con of the year, second con of the year, just a few weeks later. Toronto Game Expo. We already mentioned that. We are going to be doing Toronto Game Expo Spring Edition again. We're actually going to be starting promoting it. Well, probably in the next week or so. I just got the poster for this year's event. Tickets are on sale. The dates have been announced. It is a 2-day show. They're also going to be offering group rates hotel rates for the show. I don't have the specifics yet. I have some information, but I don't know what's been nailed down or whatnot. But there are going to be some group rates if you do want to stay in Toronto. If you're not from Toronto and you want to come for the show, stay in town, come for the 2 days. There are going to be group rate rooms. We're going to try, if that's the case.
Why? Yeah, that's interesting, Queen Carleen. I've been wondering why I've seen him responding to stuff. So our boy Matt Taylor is a guest.
I thought
Awesome.
they told him
Game
they
Expo.
couldn't have him this year. Or was that last year they couldn't have him because it was too late?
It's coming
might
from the
be
Queen
that.
herself. So
okay, well there you go. So our buddy Matt Taylor is going to be there, so that's awesome.
yeah, super good.
So we're going to try to throw a party at the hotel that night. You know, hopefully, or at least nearby. I don't know if that hotel has a bar. Again, I don't know all the specifics yet, but we're going to try to do something for the cosplayers, for the people that are going to be going to this con, the vendors. It doesn't matter who you are. If you want to come to hang out with the Geeks and Co, have some drinks, you know, get silly, have some good time, potentially meet Matt Taylor and whoever else we can get out to this party.
See if we can wrangle up some prizes that Andre will probably win most of.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I mean,
why are we calling them prizes? Why aren't we just calling them
Andre?
gifts for
Just for
Andre?
Andre.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, you know.
if you don't like to make a donation to Andre. Yeah, that's actually the first confirmed show that we know for sure that we will be guests at is going to be Toronto Game Expo. The dates for that are March 29th and March 30th. So get your tickets, guys. If last fall show is any indication, get your tickets quickly because, yeah, they drew over 5,500 people to that show in the fall. And I can tell you from us being there, that show was packed. So,
oh yeah, it was a fun show. I've only been the one time, and I can see that one quickly rising into my top few shows that I really enjoy going to.
Mm-hmm. Queen Harleen is saying yes, likely at Hotel X, which used to be called the what did it used to be called? It's a bigger hotel. It's downtown Toronto.
It's just near the exhibition grounds, isn't it? Just before?
Yeah, it's just before. Just on the east side.
I don't know what it used to be called, but
yeah. So it's not super far, but it's not right there. Which might work out because that means there might be some cool places that we can go throw a party at and not have to like worry about bookings. And it used to be the Soho. That's what it is. It's the old Soho. So yeah, first officially announced or at least a confirmed show of the year. And then next, I mean, I think this one's going to become a staple for us, I think. And I don't know how we make this one bigger than last year. But Star Wars Day, come on, guys. You guys absolutely freaking blew it up. We sold out a food truck.
dude, we sold out the beer.
We sold out the beer.
By like 8 o'clock or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, by 6.
Yeah, by 6, 3 hours.
By 6 p.m. there was no more. I mean,
was that all the beer?
There was not a. No, that was all
the beer.
No, all the Geeks and Co beer.
Yeah,
all the cans, and then every drop from the tap was all gone. And then I think by 8 the food truck was completely cleared out.
Yeah,
and those Geeks and Co beers like are
fuck me. So what I did, I was at, so guys, just if you are unaware or you've not been, or you've been living on Mars in a cave with your eyes shut and your fingers in your ears, we do a Star Wars Day in May at London Brewing Co-op here in London, Ontario. We've done it for 2 years in a row now. Each year has been bigger than the last. They brew a custom beer for us. The first year it was a honey lager. Last year it was a light lemon lager. And I think the consensus was that last year's beer went over very, very well. Our boy JS over here designed the label for us. The label was dope. We called it Twin Suns. It just seemed to go really, really well. So I've been talking to them. I'm hoping they'll just brew that for us again, just in a bigger batch. But it is a celebration of Star Wars. We typically do it on May the 4th. May the 4th this year is a Sunday. So we're going to do it on May the 3rd. So Saturday, May the 3rd, put it on your calendars. London Brewing Co-op, same place, same type of event. Yes, and it will still be for charity via Dad Club London for Ronald McDonald House. We're going to have the vendors back. excuse me, we're going to do the raffle again. We're going to do the bingo again. We'll have charity for the beer again. We're going to ask them, pretty please, make more beer because we sold out all of it in 3 hours. So hopefully they can make some more. They have a giant tank that I'm going to try to really convince poor Matt, one of the brewmeisters, is going to be grinding lemons for his fucking life, trying to get all those lemons ready for that particular batch. We are going to change a couple of things though. Ideally, we're a little bit on the fence on whether we're going to bring the trivia back. The first year they had the trivia, it went really, really well. Last year, not as much. I can tell you we're not going to have a live band again. That one's definitely coming out. The plan right now that we're talking about is doing a cosplay karaoke.
Now that's more my style.
Every Monday at London Brewing Co-op, they have something called Queeroke, where it's open to all, but it is focused on LGBTQ community doing karaoke. The host of that is fantastic, and I brought it up to Lisa, one of the managers at London Brewing Co-op, if he would be amenable to hosting the cosplay karaoke for us, and she said he would absolutely love to do that. We'll get in touch with him. So I'm going to be getting in contact with Emma soon, and we'll set up a meeting. And you guys have made this event huge. I know I said this in the podcast before, but last year, our Star Wars Day was their biggest day in their tap room ever. Yeah. So we raised a shit ton of money for the charity. Everything went well. The vast majority of the vendors, I'm really sorry, Editor Megan, did very well as far as the vendors go. So we're going to have them back, and we're going to offer all the spots to the vendors that were there first. So anybody that's not coming back, like Editor Megan, a new vendor can come in their place. Guys, that's an invitation for maximum shenanigans, this Toxic Fox. Absolutely, man. And 100%. I've said this before, guys. I've said this again. You don't have to come in Star Wars, right? In fact, I'm hoping some of you come as a Star Trek away team just to fuck with it. I would really love to see that.
Oh, dude, you should have kept that secret. Why did you say that? We should have done that. That would have been genius.
Guys,
we
no
show
one's
up for the
this.
live. Show up for the live podcast from the Star
get
Wars
some really cheap effects and we'll beam in. Yeah, exactly. Done. Yeah, you guys have made that event so huge, and the fact that we're doing it for charity. By the way, a special shout out to I think Tammy's in the chat right now. Our special shout out to Bob, it's an onion, who last year donated 2 giant,
that was amazing,
basket of toys, Star Wars based toys for the raffles. Holy goddamn shit. Those baskets were amazing. One of the vendors won one. Meg Han won the other one. And
yes,
she was
that's
saying
right.
It was absolutely crazy. So people did not need fantasy clothing at the Beer Star Wars event. Who would have thought? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, again,
come and hang out.
Yeah, just come and hang out.
Even if you don't,
the regulars will be there for a Saturday night anyways. But then, we basically jammed that place full of people, and it was a good time. So
yeah. And the food was amazing. That food truck,
truck,
guys. There's a reason why we sold it out. It was. I hope we can get them back.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it was really good.
Get them back, and it'd be nice actually. And I know this is gonna sound silly, but because vendors are coming to set up at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon, if we could even get them there for lunch, come and do a round at lunchtime for the people that are setting up, and we're still going to be like 30 people there.
Yep.
Right. And then come back in the evening, go replenish your truck, and come back in the evening when there's 300 people there.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be
perfect. Because
having said that, something else happens on that same Saturday.
There is something else that happens on that same Saturday. We didn't.
That is also free comic. Yes, it's also free comic book day. So,
it sure is.
We will be doing the same thing as we did last year. We'll go downtown for a couple of hours to help promote the event at London Brewing Co-op. We were lucky enough last year. We ran into CTV and we did a quick little interview that ended up helping to promote the product. Hopefully we can get something like that again. But it's just it's free comic book day, man. We just go down. We went down in our costumes and we had a blast for that couple hours we were down there.
Yeah.
And yeah, because we're already in our Star Wars stuff, we just let people know, come drink beer and support a charity at this awesome event that we're doing. And I think that really helped to drive some traffic there too. So
I think it is. Actually, I know it did because there is at least one person that I know for a fact. We're buying beer and I'm walking by and she grabbed me by the shoulder and she said, "We came to buy some beer because we saw you guys downtown today." Like I remember that happening at least.
Marketing works, kids. Marketing works.
So at least one pack, one case of beer, because we were there. So hey, listen.
So come on out, man. Enjoy Star Wars, drink some beer, and support a charity. It's gonna be a good time, guys.
London loves their friggin'
We do like our
nerdy, geeky stuff.
Yep.
They love their fandom stuff. Next on the list is one that we're a little bit unclear if we're actually going to do anything at this year. That was Niagara Falls Comic Con.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody knows we still want to do another bomb relay run. We tried to do a second one last year, and that kind of got overrun by like a wrestling match. So we just grabbed our shit and ran.
So dumb.
So we do want to do another bomb run. We want to make the bomb run a yearly thing. I want the bomb run to evolve. I want to make it more into a multi-event thing so that people can actually run multiple times, where one you can just run and one where it's a style thing, or like, one's a team thing. One's like, I want to do different things and score up some points and make it a little bit of an event that's going to last more than the half hour of everybody running their lap quick and then it's done, right? Like, let's get people involved. People come out for this. Let's give them a good time. So the bomb run's getting
Olympics. Perfect.
I cannot wait. Olympics.
Yes, exactly. I cannot wait.
So
the drunker you are, we'll actually have a special prize for the drunkest person that does it.
Correct. That'd be fun. Well, actually, we should do that. It probably will be. It probably will be. So we are going to be doing the bomb run, whether we do that at Niagara Falls Comic Con or whether we do that at another convention. I don't know. We will be coordinating with our good buddy Andrew Saxon. Kind of his thing. He came up with the bomb run. Let's give him his dues. He's the one that came up with the idea. He made those flags. He made the bomb. Like this one is his baby. But we do want to do it again. Niagara Falls Comic Con is one of those weird cons that is just not for everybody. It seems like a lot of people hate it, and a lot of people are like, "This is the best con in the world." I get a little bit of the London Comic Con feel with this con, A, because it's licensed, which is great because you can drink at the con, but B, it has a community area that's different than any other con. So when you go to Comic-Con, Toronto Comic-Con, when you go to Fan Expo, when you go to Anime North, when you go to all these shows, it's the same people over and over and over again. When you go to Niagara Falls Comic-Con, it is a completely different group of people. Yeah, sure, the 501st is there. I'll give you that. But there's so many different community booths there.
Who?
I don't know. Those guys.
Make way.
Yeah. We never talked about. Do we want to talk? Did you want to talk about what you're doing to your Stormtrooper? Did you want to show off that?
Do you want to talk about what you're doing to my Stormtrooper? Because this is all 100% on you, sir. You're the one making the decals for me. So,
well, do you want to reveal what that's going to look like?
Yes,
I can
100%.
show off the
yes.
Okay. While I look for that, so all I'm saying, Niagara Falls Comic Con, Jeff is going for sure.
Yeah, I've said this to you guys before. I'm gonna say it to you one more time. I go to Niagara Falls every year, and I was at Niagara Falls for the entire weekend. And if I had a nickel for every different individual person that came up to me and either asked me, A, where our booth was, or B, why don't we have a booth there? It seems like so much of the community, so many of the faithful go to that con, and they maybe don't have that place to congregate, that cosplay place to congregate that they're used to having when we're there. You guys are the only way we're going to be able to have a presence at Niagara Falls Comic Con. I implore you, every single one of you that's here in this channel right now, go to their socials and let them know that you want the Geeks and Co. at Niagara Falls Comic Con. Okay? It's the only way we're going to get there. I don't know what it is. I don't know where the communication thing is, but for whatever reason, now I can tell you from a con perspective, a guy that's going to be going there for years, cosplay is still not the biggest thing at it's just not a huge priority for that con. So there already isn't a ton of community boosts there in the first place. And the contests
I
are.
don't know. They had you mean Niagara?
Yeah.
I don't know. They had a pretty good.
For the whole place, as far as how many community booths were there, like one of the best communities they have there is the Buffalo's Best Ninja Turtles, and they had them like on this weird fucking sidewall jammed in between the AC machine
that was
and
weird.
something. It was yeah. It's just it's just never been a big priority for them because that con is very much a celeb and flea market style con. Like it's very much that type of show. So they need to make sure they have as much room for that as possible. So I don't think they like giving out a lot of the space for that, but yeah, guys, let them know you'd like to have us there, and that's going to help get the ball rolling. And at least maybe at that point we can get some open communication with these guys and start talking about what we can do there. But because it's like these guys say, like otherwise, like it's not. There's so many different shows in so many different areas. Like it's hard for us to do them all, right? So if we have to buy tickets and travel and we got to pay for all that, it's not really worth it for us to do all the shows, right? So
well, I mean, and that's the thing, right? At one point, we also have lives, right? Is the other thing, right? Like, we work 9 to 5 jobs. Like we don't do this for a living, right? So it's not even just about the money. It's not even just about. It's the time.
Yeah, Marcy, we did group up at Lindy Cosplay. The problem is Lindy's trying to run a business.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Like she's trying to sell, like she's there to sell things, like she's there to make money.
Yeah.
She's there and if there's too many of us grouped there,
it's
we're going to interfere with that. 100% it's a problem for her. So we're not there to sell anything. We're just there to be a community booth and have a good time. So we can have as many people there as possible and not interfere with someone's livelihood. So you're right. We did group up at Lindy's booth, but we want to make sure that we're not abusing that privilege, I guess, at the end of the day. Right. So.
Yeah, I think that as much as she wants to look, I mean, if we were 100 there, she would welcome us there, to the detriment of her own business, right? That's who Lindy is, but or Linda technically, But yeah, you're right. We can't invade we can't have a party at somebody else's booth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? And the other problem too is we were so many people there that we were overstepping into the photo op area. Right. Yes. So we were constantly being told to move out of the way because there was too many people there and we were in their area. It's like, okay, well, we don't want to be pissing people off either. Right. Like at the end of the day.
I mean, I still have the megaphone, so maybe we can still a little bit of an invasion.
That's why you need to have us there to give us a place to.
That's right. But yes, one way or another, I'll be there all 3 days because it's just a big piss up time for me and my friends just to get drunk in Niagara Falls and have a good time. So so that's going to happen regardless, but I would love to not have to buy a ticket. So we'll see what happens. Anyways,
100%. I am just, I've had to send myself the image because for some reason it's not live. So if you want to move on to the next con, I'm going to pull that up.
So the next confirmed, so I'm gonna jump ahead one, but then I'm gonna go back one. So the next confirmed con that your geek's gonna go to is VonCon. So VonCon is taking place August 9th and 10th. So just like Toronto Game Expo, VonCon is moving to 2 days.
Do we know yet if it's in the same place or if it's
don't
confirmed to be in a new place yet? We
do not know.
Yet.
No, they've just released the dates and the fact that it's 2 days. That's what they have in their socials. I don't know if they have anything else there that's specific to what they have. I don't know that venue would necessarily support 2 days, but regardless, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We have been in touch with them recently, and by we, I mean JS, and they let us know that they loved having us there and they would love to have us there again. So the plan right now is we will be back at VonCon this year, August 9th and 10th. You can expect to see your geeks there. Probably all your geeks for that one, actually, because that seemed to be what we had last year. That was one of the rare ones where all 5 of us came out for that one. So hopefully we can do the same thing again. And I'll be there for 1 day, says Top Cosplay. Teresa, awesome.
Sweet. Oh, nice.
It'd be great to see you again.
Yeah.
Sure. I have to swing by the booth.
What are you doing there that day? Are you like working the show somehow, or I'm curious now.
Yeah,
but you make sure you come by and say hi. Well, I mean, you're not going to miss us because
it's true.
Because the loud one over here is going to be on the microphone most of the day. So
gave him a fucking microphone. It's like giving a 4-year-old a whistle. What are you doing?
Right.
Don't do that.
So guys,
Niagara, you'll be there for 1 day. Oh, right. You mentioned that. She wants to go meet Robert Englund. She's going to meet Freddie.
Right,
so
right. Well, yeah, no, we won't unfortunately have a booth in Niagara. They listen, even if we wanted to be there, like they don't, they're not interested in having us there. So it's that simple.
Their loss.
But
you let them know.
Let them know, but they're not interested in us.
Vaughn was pretty cool. It was pretty cool, Andre. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the 2 days. It drew well. So yeah.
So guys, Jeff, as you all know now, is the Stormtrooper meme. He got himself a brand spanking new Stormtrooper outfit, and it's all nice and shiny.
It is.
But Jeff wants to make sure he's not confused for a 501st member.
And no longer approached to join the 501st either.
You want to exclude yourself from being...
Jesus fucking Christ. No more recruitments. Right. And I also love it if I didn't get a million different side eyes and comments from people be like, oh, this is wrong or that's wrong. Not that there's anything wrong with my Stormtrooper, but I mean, I'm not wearing it for you. I don't give a shit about your approval. But now with my plan, our plan, mine and JS put together, I'm not going to have to worry about any of that shit anymore because they're going to know immediately that A, that's Jeff, and B, super not approvable, cannot be recruited. So yes, we're going to put some decals right on there. In fact, this is the first draft. There's going to be at least 1 or 2 more decals on there, and I don't know if we're necessarily going to stop there.
No, and you're right. We're changing the look a little bit. I underestimated the size of the ridge on the pauldron.
Yep.
So the Empire logos are actually going to go on each side of the pauldrons, the front and the back of the pauldrons, not on the side of the pauldron.
And we're also going to put a little Q code on there as well.
Correct. And
we're also selling sponsorships. So if you want your
correct.
logo,
if you want to spot on the armor, you let me know. You can with a small monthly price of $4.99.
You can have your logo on the Geeks and Co.
We want to make sure it's not all about that. It's also a lot to do with editing. So in my mind, and Christine is of course giving it an abomination. So whenever you've seen the 501st people that are out of outfits, they're walking around in their flammable Chinese bowling shirts with the logos encrusted all over them, and then you'll see their car in the parking lot, and it's got like bumper stickers and stickers in the car that all say 501st and shit. So we've talked about this before. We got to be branding, right? So I want to make sure people know that this is the Geeks and Co. Stormtrooper. That people know who this is, right?
And it would help because I followed some guy around at Game Expo for like 20 minutes.
It wasn't me.
Thinking it was you.
Meanwhile, Jeff's back at the booth.
Like, did anybody see Rob?
You at all?
Rob cheating on me. So yeah, so we want to put, we're definitely going to put a Q code so that when people are taking a picture with us, that they can just scan the Q code and it will immediately take them to our Instagram so they can post it and tag and everything else. And then I would like to put stuff like this on there. I would love to put a Suit Up for Jack logo or this on there. I would love to put something on there that's got some sort of, I don't know, whatever the current all-inclusive flag is for the LGBTQ community. I would love to have that as a decal on there as well. So, anything that's going to signify that not only this is mine, but these are the things that we're supporting and these are the things that are important to me. That's what we're going to be doing. So, and JS has helped me out. He's going to be making up the decals. What you're seeing there on the screen was his design, his creation. So he's the guy that has that creative juice. I don't have that. He's got that. So he's helping me out with it.
And if you look closely at the, well, actually, I'll bring it back up because you guys can't see it anymore. But if you guys actually look closely at the Empire logo on the arm, it's actually not an Empire logo.
No, it's Geeks and Co.
It's a slightly modified Empire logo.
We don't want to get sued.
It's a Geeks and Co. Empire logo, and I may actually make a Geeks and Co. Empire like T-shirt or sticker pack. Or
do it.
Like that. So
do it. Hoodie.
That's something that you guys might be into. Like I know we love the different designs and the different T-shirts and the an Empire. We do so much Star Wars. It makes sense to do a Star Wars line of Geeks and Co.
Yeah. You've got the Xavier logo one type thing. It would be cool to have like an Empire logo.
So
we have that on a hoodie as saying Toxic Fox. Yeah. So there you go.
I mean, I potentially yes. Potentially, that's something that I'm looking at. So,
merchandising, what's that? Yeah, exactly.
Going back to because It's almost 8:30, and we're still nowhere close where we need to be. So we talked about VonCon. Fan Expo Canada again is one of those things where we don't know anything about. We're not even near applications. Like I said, we don't even know for Comic-Con, so we're not going to find out for Fan Expo for a while.
And even then, it's another one where you don't find out till like a week before, and then who knows
Correct
what they're gonna offer us. So it's kind of a last minute decision for us.
Yeah,
I think you can rest assured, since we've been getting them, we've gotten them every single show since the first show that we got them, but they have been good enough to give us media passes.
Yeah.
Every time we've applied since that first. So, and that's why at Fan Expo last year, when we turned down the booth, we were still able to there as media representatives. So
correct.
Yeah,
regardless of what you're
We'll
seeing,
be
whether
there
it's
in
going to
some
be Toronto,
capacity.
or it's going to be Fan Expo, we'll be there in an official capacity. It may only be media as opposed to having the booth. It'll just depend on a lot of factors and logistics and blah, 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 blah. So,
So Dean here in the chat brings up a good question, and I believe Jeff said we would circle back to it after we talked about VonCon. So do we want to go there?
Yeah.
Montreal Comic Con. So what are we thinking about Montreal Comic Con?
Yeah, I know there's a big contingent of Toronto cosplayers that go to Toronto Comic Con every year. We keep hearing of how great of a con it is, and listen, guys, we've reached out.
Yep.
So I don't know what that means. I don't know if we don't know what that means.
I can tell you what it's also going to mean. It's going to mean the same thing I just told every single one of you watching about Niagara Falls. You do the exact same thing for Montreal.
Yeah.
Yes.
You let Montreal know that you want to have your geeks there. That's going to do more than any application we could possibly put in.
Yeah.
Every one of the faithful. It doesn't take much, guys. Go to their Facebook or Instagram and just make a comment on a post and say, love to have, and tag us in it. Love to have the Geeks and Co at the show. That's all it takes for you to do. That helps us out more than anything else that we could possibly be doing. So,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So we've reached out to them, and we don't know what that'll mean. And we're thinking. The problem is we never even been. Stephanie says, love going to Montreal mostly for the food. Yeah, I mean, Montreal's fantastic. It's in general. So, I mean, I would love to go to Montreal Comic Con. I mean, it's not my hometown, but I mean, it's close enough. I mean, it's an hour and a half away from where I grew up. That would be my home con if I was still living in Quebec. So I want to check it out. But being that we've never been, if we could get media passes, I think would probably be the ideal solution for us, and go shoot some footage and do some live podcasts and check out the show
for what
get a feel for what the con is and what it's about, and
poutine, some smoked meat sandwiches,
go to Schwartz,
steam Wessel,
and and see what it's all about, and if it makes sense for then us to say, well, hey, look, we want a booth, right? We're gonna rent a trailer and we're gonna bring all our
stuff
that we're not gonna talk about. So we've reached out to them. We haven't heard anything back yet. I have to talk to Chantal. Chantal somehow met and got the contact information for, I think, one of the showrunners, like one of the guys that actually.
That doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, me neither. So she said that she would give me the contact. So I got to follow up with her and see if we can actually talk to that person and say, hey, apparently their media applications are already, are they closed or are they not open yet? I can't remember now, but I think that would be amazing. If we could get media passes, go check it out. Even if we just go and spend a day, we don't have to go for the full 3-day weekend, right? Go check it out, see what it's about, have a good time, check out the nightlife in Montreal, which I know you guys would love. And then go from there.
So that's what Montreal's about.
Yeah. So yes, we're considering Montreal. To what degree, we don't know yet, Dean, but we're looking into it.
Next up, coming in after Fan Expo, would be
the con of the
our
year,
favorite con.
London Comic Con, guys. I mean, if there's a better con anywhere than this con, you show me. If there's a better group of people, a better group of enthusiasts and nerds and geeks, you show me. London Comic Con is where it's at. We're gonna throw another party this year. Guarantee we're gonna throw another party this year.
It will not be at the same location. Just so we're all clear.
You heard it now.
We will be moving venues, and we already have a venue in mind, which I haven't shared with the boys yet, but I will. But yes, unfortunately, we cannot go back to the same venue that we went for the after party the last 2 years. Nothing to do with any of the drama that surrounded some of the politics surrounding that place, because we don't get involved in any of that because we don't care. But 2 years running, they gave us one server, and last year we drew over 100 people. So we brought them all this business, and we called ahead, and when we made the reservation, we asked specifically, make sure you give us more than one server to help us out so that people are getting their drinks and their food in a timely fashion, and that they did not. So again, same thing. The server that we had did a great job, but
ran his ass off. But
logistically, he just can't help enough people to make it a pleasant experience for everybody involved. So we will be moving venues, guaranteed. Right now, we're looking at Krabby Joe's, which is literally 2 doors down. Service will not be an issue. It's huge. Accommodating us will not be an issue. So I'm going to be calling there soon, actually, and start talking to the manager there just to make sure that when we get that set up, it's going to be cherry. And I know it's like 9 months away, but we want to get the ball rolling on it anyway.
Gotta lock it down.
100%. 100%. And then following that, well, there's going to be a fall edition of Toronto Game Expo. There are no details of what and when and all that is. We don't even know that we're actually going to be there for that show or hosting or whatnot. We're there for the spring one. They may get sick of us and say, you're out. But, we'll see.
If they invite us back, we'll have happy to come.
Yeah, we'll be happy to come. We'll be happy to be there. I'm assuming it's probably going to be another 2-day show. At this point, it's just getting bigger and bigger. So I wouldn't be surprised if they need a bigger venue soon. A different building at the CNE or something. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I mean, we'll see how the 2 days goes.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And then there's a bunch of smaller cons, guys, that happen throughout the year. We're going to try to make some appearance at some of those cons, whether we're appearing in, full capacity as with the booth, probably not, but, maybe go and show our faces, maybe go shoot some footage, maybe go do a podcast. Like, I don't know. We're going to try to be as involved as we can with the community. I feel like it's hard for us to say we're all about the community if we're not going to be involved in some of these smaller grassroots cons that are trying to get off the ground and that are really all about the community, right? So we're going to try to do as many of those as we can as well. If there are some good ones that you want us to go at that we should be checking out, you let us know. We're going to go to check them out. Chatham, I think Jeff is going to be in Chatham.
Jeff hosts the cosplay contest. So yes. CK Expo is fantastic. CK Expo would love to have us as a group. It's just so far for these guys to go. It's incredibly difficult for them. So personally, I'm looking forward to Jeff's live remote from Atlanta Labor Day weekend. You bet your sweet booty, sir. Yes, I will be doing Dragon Con in 2025 So
you need to do a live from that show.
Tired as shit. Oh, I'll be doing 100%. Several lives. 100%, of course.
Yeah,
absolutely. With my Stormtrooper on with all the stickers on. Absolutely.
That'd be
you bet your ass.
Are you bringing your Stormtrooper to Atlanta?
Probably, yeah. Obviously, yeah. You want to bring your good shit, right? So, and
I'm assuming Sean and Christina, and they're all bringing their Star Wars stuff. Right? They're all first.
I don't know.
Sean, you tell us.
I'm assuming 50 what? I don't know what that is.
Oh, here we go.
That's an area code, right?
Yeah,
it is an area code. Apparently,
area code. All the assholes live there.
So that kind of rounds up the cons that we're going to be at. I mean, again, like I said, there's going to be some more stuff, but those are kind of the main ones that kind of become the core of our year, I suppose. Not to say we're never going to do other ones, but those are the ones so far.
Hell yes.
Roberto, you looked like you were about to say something.
No, I was just.
He looks like he's deep in the research.
I'm looking at our little file here of what's going on this year, seeing if we missed anything.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I do want to mention, guys, obviously the Geeks and Company, when we started this, we started a YouTube channel, started as a podcast, but then we started making videos. Now, a lot of the videos we were making were just videos. We were visiting something and we'd film it vlog style, or we did some geek tests, a couple of years ago. We do the after shows now. Make sure you check out our YouTube channel. There's a lot of content on there. Check out some of those videos. You watch the videos. Even if you just need some background noise, put one of the Geeks Go videos on. We need the watch hours. We really could use those watch hours to really get to that next level for us. We are going to be putting out a bunch of new videos this year. When and how and what that schedule is going to look like, I don't know. But one thing is for certain. After shows are not going to stop. The Vox Machina after shows are just picking back up. We've got a brand new episode coming. I just need to get that one uploaded. It's probably going to go up either tomorrow or Saturday. And then I'm thinking probably Saturday. So that one's going to be coming. We've got brand new after shows that are going to be coming this year. If there are shows that you want us to do after shows on, let us know. Some that we're keen on checking out are for sure Alien Earth. I really can't wait for that one. So me and Rob are probably going to be doing an after show on that one. Jeff, if you want to join us on that one, that could be really cool. No. Fair enough. Daredevil Born Again is another one that is
also
be very, very interesting. And Jeff's favorite show.
I'll do it.
There you go.
Andor Season 2. You know what, guys?
You know what? I will do that one with you. It's just so there's a competing sort of like.
We're gonna do an Andor Season 2.
Yeah, you and I can do that. That's fine.
Well, I know there's gonna be some arguing there. I wasn't the biggest fan. I didn't hate it like you hated it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
No, you didn't like
don't
it. Let's
love it.
Put it that way. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get all the hype around it. But we'll talk.
Yeah,
about that
we'll talk about that when we get to that show. So we've got a bunch of those coming. We do have
Skeleton Crew shits on Andor. Just so we're clear, guys. Just so we're clear. Check out Skeleton Crew.
Oh yeah, Skeleton Crew
takes a hot dump on Andor. Yeah, that's right. That's what I said, guys. That's what I said. I said what I said, and I stand by it.
Good to know.
Yep.
If you like build videos, we've got some more geek builds coming for you guys this year. I've got a bunch of stuff. I've got a brand new cosplay that I'm going to be making with Balin Skull. So I'm going to be doing some 3D printing. I'm going to be doing some painting videos. I'm going to be doing some repainting of toys. I got a Millennium Falcon that goes on the wall that I thought was really cool, and then I unpacked it and realized it was fucking garbage. So I repainted it all, and now it looks cool. So I went out and got a second one. So I'm going to be filming the repaint of that second one. I'm actually going to be giving that second one out at Star Wars Day. So there's going to be a video coming for that. We've got a brand new season of Geek Tests that we're going to be filming this year. When we're going to film, I don't know. When it's going to come out, I don't know. But I can guarantee
the last one we did was in the height of the pandemic, was it not?
It was.
It's pretty. It's some silly gold from the height of the pandemic. If
yes.
Go back, check it out.
Yeah, we're Strange New Worlds. That's right. Michael Icon of Strange New Worlds. We're for sure going to be doing a Strange New Worlds after show. 100%.
100%.
But Geek Tests. So we're bringing Geek Tests back. Couple of old geeks just testing out some stuff. I guarantee you the first episode's gonna be real fucking spicy.
Hey, maybe you can save one of those geek tests for when I come up in the next few weeks.
Hey, we should film them when you're here. There you go.
I'm saying.
That's a fantastic idea.
Great idea.
Fantastic idea.
Yep.
And then we got a bunch more stuff planned for you guys that we're not necessarily just gonna discuss like that, but there's a lot of stuff coming from your Geeks and Co. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that like and subscribe because you're not going to want to miss what's coming on. Oh, click the notification bell. That's how you're going to know every time we upload a brand new video. You're really not going to want to miss some of this stuff that's going to be coming probably, I want to say February, March. You're going to really see a bunch of stuff coming out. So make sure you stay tuned. Is there anything else we actually want to talk about right now? I mean, I know there's still a bunch of stuff on our list here, but I don't want to talk about all of it. There's a lot of stuff actually I don't want to talk about at all. But
I think this is good. I think we've laid the groundwork pretty well. Rob, you got anything you want to?
No, I was just gonna say I think we've laid the groundwork pretty good for what's going on this year and the things we're thinking about, and there's gonna be tons of new stuff and fun things coming out this year. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Lots of people still watching. That's awesome.
Jeff is.
I'm here, man. No, I'm just saying. No. It's totally good. No, I think Rob said it best. Yeah, I think we laid the groundwork the way we needed to.
Yeah,
It's the first show of 2025. We got 50 more of these to do this year. So including live shows from events and all that kind of jazz. So yes, time for bed, Bonzo. You're absolutely right. That is
Yes, sir.
In fact, what is happening.
Guys, thank you all so much for watching. Happy New Year to everybody. Make sure you guys are all healthy. Hopefully you're all wealthy. In the meantime, make sure you stay geeky. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss anything.